Hello. Today is Thursday, January 26th, 2023. My name is Terry Morgan, and I'm here to read a little part of a novel that I've written. It's a science fiction story with martial arts and food and family and some secrets, and I hope you'll enjoy it. The Ambassador. Chapter 1. Departure Day. The wind will tell its story whether you are listening or not. Where do you want to go, it whispers. Who are you, it asks. Initializing. We have looked at the stars for 10,000 years, from the time before the early orbiters to the first colonies on Mars, and the breakthroughs that let us travel to the nearby stars. We wanted to go. We wanted to go out, to find out what we could, to discover what we didn't know. So we did. We moved out among the stars in our local neighborhood. We made friends and discovered new worlds. We learned. We built better ships. We rediscovered ancient technologies. We kept going. The Central Alliance was founded on Dagon in the formal hut system as a forum to handle trade issues and to protect the local neighborhood. As time went by, the Alliance became a federation of systems with a governing high council and an assembly of delegates. They needed to be able to keep in touch with each other and to contact potential new allies and trading partners. For this, they needed special teams. So the Central Alliance High Council asked the Masters of Rasalhague to create a training program. The Masters were widely known and highly respected as adepts in the ancient arts of healing and fighting, and keepers of the 5 elements: metal, water, wood, fire, and earth. They agreed to create a program that would both reveal the character of the person and prepare those who could complete it to become one of these specially trained first contact ambassadors. Ambassador Micha Lawrence paced the clean marble floor outside the High Council chambers. A tall set of ornate doors took up most of the inner wall. Well-spaced woven silk carpets muffled her footsteps. She wasn't tall, but she wasn't short either. She was pretty, but not overtly so. Her long, dark blonde hair was braided over her left shoulder. She was dressed in the formal gold and rust-colored robes of a keeper of earth, with a simple dark red woven belt wrapped around her waist. Her ambassador's sash with several medals hung across her right shoulder. Her first contact pin was set on her collar. Its 8 jewels glistened in the clear light from the atrium windows above. The pin had a simple, elegant design. The base was flat gold with a ring of gold braid inside the rim. Frank Drake's iconic pulsar map for the Pioneer plaque was engraved in the center. 8 small jewels were arranged in 3 dimensions to match the relative positions of the 8 original members of the Central Alliance: Sol, Eridani, Procyon, Vega, Altair, Formal Hut, Rasalhague, and Aldebaran. The inner doors began to open slowly outward. "Ambassador Micha Lawrence," the clerk called out. The ambassador took a breath and straightened. Her robes swayed gently as she walked into the chamber. She moved quietly, gracefully, with a traveler's determined gait. Worn, well-polished boots covered the space between her robes and the floor. She had an air of confidence and humility. She walked to the center of the room, crossed her arms fist closed to her chest, opened her arms to extend both hands palms up, turned them over and bowed slightly as she brought her hands down to her sides. It was an old-fashioned, elegant gesture all those who trained on Raz-2 used. The original meaning was complicated. The common meaning was simply, I offer you peace." The ambassador looked up at the council members. The 12 members of the Central Alliance High Council sat on a raised platform in a semicircle around a large open floor. Carved oak columns supported a curved ceiling. Ebony panels inlaid with mother-of-pearl fronted the council seats, providing an imposing view and a barrier. A clerk and 2 assistants were sitting at tables just below the council members' seats. The entire room had an air of quiet deliberation, as if speaking in a whisper would be too loud. Each of the High Council members wore a formal black robe with a different colored scarf draped over their shoulders and bands on their sleeves to identify their roles in the council and their home planets. Council President Aliel Smbarak sat in the center chair. Her shoulder-length black hair framed her face. Her deep antique gold earrings almost matched her eyes. She wore 3 scarves, dark red, brilliant yellow gold, and spring forest green. The green represented Dagon, her home world. The red and gold, her roles in medicine and agriculture. Her sleeve was trimmed in gold braid, indicating her role as the council president. "My greetings, Madam President. My greetings to the entire Central Alliance High Council. How may I be of service?" the ambassador asked. Minister Daru sat forward. "We have a problem," he said. He wasn't much for pleasantries. The ambassador turned to look at him with a questioning gaze and a smile, waiting for him to go on. She said nothing. "Okay, sure, that's why you called me here. Might you be just a little more specific?" She wanted to ask, but she didn't. It wouldn't help. President Smbarak frowned at him. "We're getting more reports about the Olmeri. Several of our trading partners are reporting problems with their shipments of grains and other staples." The ambassador nodded to her. "What sort of problems, Madam President?" President Smbarak looked down and shook her head. "Disruptions in deliveries, spoiled containers, book shipments not delivered. There are too many things that have not gone smoothly. And now we're getting reports of Olmeri raiders scouting other sectors," she said. The ambassador frowned. "What do our traders say?" she asked. Minister Rang shifted forward. They don't tell us anything. Nothing. They won't give us any details. All they say is they went to pick up the shipment and it wasn't there. They couldn't get the permit to load it. They were delayed and the shipment was sold to someone else. It's always some excuse." The ambassador listened carefully. "Is that what's happening, though, Minister?" "What have they tried? Why did they fail?" she asked. President Smbarak took a deep breath. "That's the question we want you to answer, Ambassador," she said. The ambassador looked at her and raised her eyebrows. "I see," she said. President Smbarak shook her head. "The latest reports we have are from traders near Magellan in the Hyades Cluster." Minister Perigles pointed at the ambassador and wagged his finger. "So that's where you are going," he said. The ambassador turned, shifted backwards, and looked at President Smbarak, shaking her head ever so slightly. "Madam President, the Hyades Cluster is well outside the local neighborhood. It will take weeks just to get there," she said, whining a little. "Please tell me that's not where you're sending me," she thought. Minister Daru shifted forward in his chair. "Well, yes, that's why we want you to go there. We didn't give you a first contact charter so you could take nice vacations. We'd rather not wait for the Olmeri to come closer," he said. The ambassador looked skeptical. "You want me to go where and do what?" she thought. President Smbarak smiled, nodded, and shrugged her shoulders. "We need you to negotiate a treaty with Magellan and do what you must to deal with the Olmeri. We have assigned the Magellan to be your transport and your overwatch," she said. "I appreciate your confidence in me," the ambassador said. "Quietly, Ambassador," President Smbarak said. "Don't mention your mission to anyone until you are well underway. Not until you are out of our local neighborhood. Even your team cannot know. They're used to that, the ambassador said. Whatever you need, Ambassador, President Smbarak said. She looked around the room at the other council members as if to tell them they should all agree. They all nodded. I'll get the preparations underway, the ambassador said. Quietly, Ambassador. Quietly, President Smbarak said. The ambassador nodded to her, bowed to the High Council members, and turned to leave, trying not to let what she was thinking show. Oh boy, this is a doozy. But sure, I'll go out there and see what I can do. Thanks ever so, she thought. The next segment is titled Confirm Settings. She's made the preparations and it's the day before she's going to leave. Another conversation with President Smbarak. This time it's a more personal conversation. Next time. Thank you.